Hey ladies and gents, it's Zemback, and we are playing the Bomber Escort mode, currently going on World of Warplanes. I don't play on weekends normally. I try not even play tanks on weekends. Don't ask why. But anyway, last night, dicking around on the Discord, and Carter's like, I gotta go watch the Love Boat with the wife. And Slaughter's like, can you come play Wingman? So I was like, alright. So I jumped over to play World of Warplanes with Slaughter last night, and he was playing the B-17D, and he wanted a win in this Tier 5. So we played two, lost both of them. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to bring the Spitfire 1. Let's see what we can actually pull this off. Everybody had said this was extremely hard on the attacker side, which is exactly what we were doing here. Since he's in a bomber, he's always going to be on the attacker side. Same with the GA, you're always going to be on the attacker side. And what I mean by attacker, the escort side, you're escorting bombers to wherever their targets are, so you're attacking a target. So just to clear that up with you, Slaughter, again, that's the whole point of having bombers, you know, escorting, but they're going someplace to bomb something, which would be attacking something. So the red side in this situation with the, they would be the defenders trying to stop the bombers, right? So, for some reason I hit the, I had the maneuverability consumable, and for some reason I hit it. I thought it was the boost one. That tells you exactly how long it's been since I played this plane. Drop down here on the BF-110B here. We're going to see if we can knock out the heavy fighter. Oh, come on. So it's a huge, what is it here? It's I do believe it's a 3-on-3 human pilot. Slaughter's already working that target over here. So we're going to see if we can knock out the P-36. And, you know, and here's the problem with this part of the I'll be honest, the defender side gets a 10 plane, they get 10 more respawns than we do, right? So we're already kind of behind the 8 ball. The other thing is the AAs on the defense objectives, which are the big red circles, their A's continually respawn. So no matter if you do bomb them, you might be able to knock them out. However, they will respawn after a certain amount of time. So even if you have a bomber formation, for example, this one that we have right here, we've knocked out a few AA mounts, and the bomber flight's almost through there, but they're just getting simply destroyed by, yep, see, they're down to 2 already, by those AAs. So you're already kind of behind the 8 ball on that. You're already down planes. They already have pretty tough defensive positions here. So unless you have, and I'll be honest with you, this is kind of the imbalance, and it has to do somewhat with the number of people playing the game, obviously. You know, if we had more human bombers and more human GAs being able to jump on those objectives right away and knock them out, it'd be a little bit different here. So I pick up the BF-110B, and all I'm doing right now, I can actually honestly care less how many AAs are knocked out or bombers make it through. My biggest concern is trying to knock out the number of planes. I want to be able to, so the number of respawns that they have for every plane I knock down obviously gets smaller. So it's what I'm more interested in, is if I can knock out 5 or 6, 7 planes every time I die, I'm still going to be ahead here. So I've finally died to the KI-43 too. The other problem is you know, you have to rely sometimes entirely on your bots. You know, there's 3-on-3 here. So I can only hope that my bots are not going to simply die over and over again here. So Sergeant Slaughter's looking at the B-17D. He's headed back to, obviously, where they're going to respawn another objective. And I'm back in I am again. So, new respawns coming in here. I got a bomber flight right behind me. Now, if you really want to get bombers through, going over those objectives there, like where, so Slaughter's trying, he knocked out, I think, 3 or 4 of those. So he was doing his damnedest with the bombing part of it. We just cannot get those bomber formations through. So is there any possibility? Okay, I would say if we could, you know, if you knock out one of those AA objectives, maybe give us an extra 5 respawns, you know, or 2 respawns every time you knock out a red objective here, just to kind of even it up, because it honestly, this is a difficult mode from the attacker side. You just can't ever seem to get a break on this here. So pick up the P-36. I got baddies all over my tail. Yeah, he's in the, there we go. Just going to get a rack around on him. I know he's over here behind me. Nope. can't get the 146. El Rey, he nailed me. So I'm dead. Flopping, flying, dead. Oh, it's so not pretty. And we also had, this is also the other thing, both my other 2 human pilots were also both in bombers. So I was the only fighter plane in here. But however, it still doesn't matter. Between the 2 bombers like that, they should be able to knock some of that objective down here. But with the, anytime there's a blue bot over the AA positions and they die, of course, just like every other objective, it turns back the opposite direction. So you can't control the bots. Now, the only time last night we lost on the defending side is when there was a number of human pilots on the attacker side. And we were actually down-tiered. We were 8s, they were 9s. They had 3 human pilots and 9, and we had 1, I think. So it was not exactly a complete fair matchup. But it was possible. You definitely can possibly win on the attacker side if you get the right kind of players and the right kind of planes. Yeah, it's definitely possible. But however, if you're playing this solo, I don't even know. Yeah, it would be rather difficult as a solo pilot to pull off a win on this, no matter how many planes you shoot down. And for example, this plane, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. Flying the Spitfire 1, which of course is probably one of the better tier 5 planes, I end up killing, I believe, 24 planes, 24 aerial targets I knocked down. The other 3 humans, who are all flying fighters, knocked down 27 combined, right? But yet, I still can't, even though shooting down as many planes as I did, still did not let me win, right? That's all I wanted, was a stupid win. Actually, I didn't want to win. I wanted to play something else. Slaughter's like, no, I got to get a win in the B-17D. So here we are for the 3rd game. So, pick up the P-36. That's a human pilot. Now, I've shot down the human pilots, all of them, at least twice in this game. Drop down on the Bristol 146 here. Let's see if we can pick up Connor. Ooh. You know, even in the attacking part of it, I don't, obviously in the Spitfire, I'm not really worried about at all about the number of AA mounts and all that kind of stuff here. All I'm trying to do is knock the number of respawns down to kind of an acceptable level to deal with. You know, they have a 10 respawn advantage over us here. Pick up the Bristol 146. But getting the actual bombers through, that's a whole nother story here. So we're going to put as much damage as I can into the Blinum as I can before he gets over the bombers. Just a little bit out of my range, or starting to get a little bit out of my range here. Drop down here. Ah, there we go. Pick up the next heavy fighter here in the BF-110B. Oh, I just run that shit right into the red. He's working on the GAs. Let's see here. Ah, there we go. Now he gets the side of him. Oh, doggy. Come on. I got to let it reload. I'm terrible sometimes about just holding the trigger down. Yeah, there we go. I should be feathering this, but I don't. Knock off the BF-110. And I don't die a whole lot here, so we got the front broken. We've got some of the bombers through on the bottom side here. However, there's only 2 left there. There's not much we can do. Yeah, let's keep going here. Up we go here. Pick up the boomerang. Bomber group destroyed. I'm not even actually worried about the bomber group anymore. Pick up the Bristol 146. I'm way outside here. I'm trying to find the range here. Not working. Oh, there we go. Now he comes back into it. Round we go. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Put a big shell. Yep, there we go. Finish off the Bristol 146. Excuse me. And we got the other KI right in front of me here. So we're both sitting at, yeah, I got 22. Slaughter's got 13,000. Working him over as hard as we can here. Destroyed by the KI-43. He had been all over me most of the game. I think this was the second time he shot me down. He's kind of a prick. He's going on my naughty list for bots. I don't know if anybody else has a naughty list for bots, but I do. So, right now, last breakthrough attempt, we have, for the most part, pretty much dominated this game as much as possible for the number of kills, for the number of objectives Slaughter's knocked out. It's not, like I said, this is not lack of trying here. It's just the sheer amount of unbalance you have to overcome. You know, so what do you honestly, I like the game mode. But if you're always going to be playing, say, the attacking side, if you're running a GA, or if you're running a bomber, or you're just simply running a fighter with your buddy, you know, like we're doing here, and you can't somehow get a win here. So here comes the BF-110. He's coming in here for the bomber formation, and we'll see if we can knock him out before he gets too far in there. Yep, there we go. Come on. He's... Oh, didn't quite all get him. He's already dived down too far. If I lose too much altitude, I can't deal with the rest of these bombers, or fighters. Pick up the heavy fighter here in the BF-110B. Come on. There we go. Start working him over. He's almost dead. Knock him out. Excuse me. One more heavy fighter here. Kevin in the Blind F. Put a big hurt on him. And honestly, I don't necessarily think it's the unbalances necessarily have to do all complete with the game mode. It has something to do with the fact is the sheer number of players. If this was a human on human fight, this mode would be a little bit better. But with bots, it just doesn't work that way. So we're down to, we still have, they had a 10 plane advantage on us. However, right now we are 12-5, and I'm going to shorten that up really quickly here, relatively quick, relatively fast. Pick up the KA-8043. Now they're down 12-3, 12-2. Now at this point we had thought we had this in the bag, right? They have no respawns. They're down to 2 respawns, and we have 12. Now they have 0. So we have 12 respawns. They have 0 respawns, and we should, by rights, if we continue, at the way we're going right now, be able to win this. Yeah, we should be able to win this. Now it's 11-0. As long as we don't lose a bunch of planes, we should have to do this. And this is, like I said, this comes down to more of a bot thing, working for you or against you, I guess, however you want to see it. Pick up the bullfighter here. I'd like to knock him out so he can't respawn. I'm just getting wrecked from behind. Yep, the Bristol 146. He kind of had a problem with me, I guess. He wanted to kill me a lot, which is all right. So 9-0. We still have 9 respawns. They have 0 respawns. We've knocked 2 of them out completely. They can't respawn at all. So looking at Goodwin in the boomerang, he's trying his best here to knock some of these planes out. But once again, kind of the whole, kind of the whole unbalanced thing here. So like I said, we were up 9-0. Now we are down. Now we're at 6-0. So we still have 6 respawns. Let's see if here I can pick up the other human pilot here in the P-36. We have 5 respawns. Come on, around we go. Let's see if we can get the P-36 here before. We've knocked this objective out here. We got bombers through. So 3 respawns. 3-0, 3-0. Can we knock out a few more here? Pick up the KI-43 up, going after the bombers. They're almost all the way through that bombers, which is 7 of them. However, so we don't have enough bombers, obviously, to achieve the objective here. Now we have to knock out planes, and we're actually up on number of planes here. However, respawns 2-0, 2, 4, 6, 7 enemy red baddies. Can we pull it off? Yep, nail another one. We've almost got this. If we can keep this going, we just need a few more. They got 6 left. We just got to nail a few more to win this game. And this is kind of what the whole frustrating part about it is we've played really well. It's just being that it's unbalanced, we can't overcome that much unbalance here. So around we go. I got that Bristol on my tail. Doesn't matter. So hopefully, guys, give me an idea down below what you guys think about this game mode. Hey, ladies and gents, back with the next replay, and this is going to be from the defending side. Honestly, like I said, with the unbalance of the number of respawns, the AAs, dealing with the bots and all that kind of stuff, we were playing this. So we got Hard Strike and On Deck Games on the other side. Hard Strike's had a couple videos. I do believe he sent them in to me. So yeah, we are playing. I'm playing the J7W1. He's playing the LA9. And this video is just pretty much going to show you the why we've talked about the unbalance on this game mode. Simply just knocking out the GAs, right? I mean, that's all I'm going to do this game is just pretty much sit on the center objective here and knock out respawns, right? So every plane that's knocked out or killed is a benefit. And being that this is, as long as we can keep this blue, these 4 GAs are just going to come back over and over and over again. So by sitting down here, and actually Slaughter's with me, he's doing the same thing I'm doing, which is just nailing GAs or any fighters that come down here to the level. So the J7W1 doesn't have the best altitude performance, so this is kind of its game thing right here, is picking off GAs. And it's relatively easy. I mean, we played most of the games last night. We won pretty handily, just simply by playing it in this manner. This one I don't have the best pilot in. I've already moved my good pilot up to the J7W3. This is a 1-skill pilot. Yeah, so he, my already shitty shooting is going to be more shitty, considering how big the spread is on these 430 millimeters. But like I said, this is the imbalance. 1 or 2 planes simply sitting over an objective like this, knocking out GA after GA, especially since this is the spot where like I said, the GAs go to, because they spawn relatively close, so they're always back here really quick. So with 4 of them, simply killing them over and over and over again, we're knocking down their respawns pretty quickly. And of course, with the keeping this up and running, any bomber flight coming in here is just going to get screwed. We're not even worried about the other bomber flights and where they're going, if they even get through. We're more concerned, like I said, just knocking out the GAs and keeping their number of respawns down, because we already have a 10 plane respawn advantage. And so by knocking out plane after plane, and of course we're going to get some human pilots in here too in a fight, knocking out those pilots and those planes are always nice. That's what I'm doing here, is just trying to keep him clear off of Slaughter's tail and dealing with GAs. So pick up another GA here, nailed the KI-84, and come on, one more, boom, right there, nailed him, knocked him out, keeping the objective up and running. So the AAs can do its thing. They do have the little thing here, if you stick around here for too long, you slowly see my health dropping, because, they don't like you camping camping over these spawns here. So, put a couple big hits in here on the ME-265. He dead now. And, yeah, just keep knocking that respawn back. And it's... yeah, it's just easy. It's kind of an unfortunate thing for, like I said, with the for the attackers, having the ability of just to simply camp over one of these spawns here and nail plane after plane. Now, if there was human pilots, it'd be entirely different, especially with this here. So now the LA-15 finally shows up here. Around we go. Where did he go? Oh, he's on the other side. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it back in. Nope. I died to the ME-329. And I died most of the time to the GAs when I was playing in this position. But, they got a lot of guns. Slaughter's up here in the LA-9. He's just coming back from his respawn. And we're headed back to the center objective here. This, like I said, this is a perfect example of why the imbalance happens, or why it's so imbalanced. Planes should not be able to do this, right? Players simply hanging out over these objectives and holding them for a long periods of time, knowing that they have a 10 plane spawn advantage, and knowing that if they continually keep this blue and just simply eat GAs, it's going to be hard for the humans on the other side, even though they are in fighters, to make a difference here. So, pick up the IL-10M in Lou. Put some big bursts into him. Knock off most of his health. Around we go here. We got one baddie here on Slaughter here. We'll put a couple rounds into him. Nail him for, I don't know, most of his health. Yeah, the Yak is always a difficult plane to deal with here. Oh, nailed. Yeah, I think I ended up getting him on fire. So, Slaughter lives for another day so he can kill steal all my planes like he did most of the games. He's notorious for that. We're not going to talk about that, though. So, back again. Put a nice big burst into hard strike. He's like, I'm out of here, guys. I'm not going to hang around here. There's too many of you blue players here. We were going to chase him for a while. We're like, nah, we're just going to turn around here and continue to knock out planes, specifically these GAs. If they can't knock out this objective here, and as long as we can hold it, it's a huge advantage here, because like I said, they keep respawning AAs. So every bomber flight that comes through here is going to get wrecked, and we're just racking up large personal points and kills, and at the same time knocking down their respawn. Finish off the ME-265. Yeah. Now I know, like I said, this game mode, with the balance-wise of it, it doesn't help. You're taking an advantage of an unbalanced game mode to pull this shit off. So back down. We're just gonna wait here once again. Here we go. There's another GA. Why? Because this is blue, and they'll just keep on coming through here. Falco kind of wises up here. He takes a nose up at me. Tried to put some shells into me. Didn't work. Back around we come. There we go. Sergeant Slaughter's finished off the ME-329. And we did this several times. Only time we was not able to pull this off is we ended up having one game where there was 2 human GAs in higher. They were in higher tier, obviously, than us. So it was a little more difficult. Actually, it was almost impossible because of the higher GA tier 9s are rather hard to deal with here, especially with the J7W1. Just didn't quite have the HP. Could put a big hurt on and knock them out and stuff, but since they respawn so quickly, there wasn't much we could do here. Pick up the LA9. See if we can knock him out here. He's apparently, I think he's on the tail of the one fighter. Yep, he knocks him out. Finishes off the LA9. And we're going to pick up the ME-265. Put me on fire. Of course he does. Oh, knocked out by the Yak-15, which is fine. So they have not knocked out a single objective yet, a single AA objective yet, and for obvious reasons, because we're pulling this, like I said, unbalanced. Being able to sit like this and just simply knocking out the GAs. I don't mind, like I said, I like the game mode. Like I said, I talked about the other, in the other part of the video. However, finally they've knocked that one out. They finally knocked that objective out here. So whether we still got one coming in here with a full health blue objective here and lots of bombers here. So I'm going to boost on up here. I'm going to shoot down a bomber or two just because it's get kind of boring shooting down nothing but GAs. Put a couple rounds into the first one. Oh, there we go. Nail him. And around we go. The Focke-Wulf 200s. Nailed another one. And we're going to drop down. And there's the GAs, of course, have respawned relatively close to here. We'll put a big burst into the Yak-15. And around we go. Where'd you go? He's got a little bit better turn rate than I do. There we go. Finish him off. Get the Avenger medal because he did shoot me down earlier. So we're going to drive back down to the deck here and just keep repeating this over and over of knocking out the GAs, knocking down their spawn. So, I mean, right now the spawn counter is 22 to 2. Most of that has to do with the fact is that between Slaughter and I, we just sit here and farm GAs. Like I said, taking advantage of the mode. Yeah. And is it right? No, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but you're simply taking advantage of that. They finally knocked out objective. This is the first, quite quickly. Surprisingly, we only knocked out one GA, and they were able to flip it. So back out. We're sitting at roughly, yeah, a good game so far, right? They have no spawns. We have 20. So even with their, like I said, with a 10 spawn advantage, if we would have lost 10, we would have been 10-0. That could have made a difference, that extra spawnage, if the game was a little bit tighter. So pick up the next GA coming through here. Really, it's not even worth at this point here. We're going to knock out the couple GAs that are coming through here. Since now that they have no respawns, they're going to die. Then it's just a matter of they're going to go back home and not play again. There we go. Come on. One more. Yeah, there we go. Finish him off. And engines out. And we have a bomber in flight. They've only got 3 planes left. Yeah. So yeah, the unbalance of this mode has to be addressed if they're going to continue it. Because, this is frustrating. If you want to play your GA, you want to play your bomber, or you happen to get stuck on the opposing team, or on the attacking side in a fighter or a multi-role, if you're continually going to be behind because it's somewhat unbalanced. Like I said, tell me what you think about the balance issue in this mode. Hopefully maybe that Wargaming is paying attention and going, yeah, you know what, let's rethink this game mode a little bit here and give the attackers a little bit of a, ability. All right, pick up the first bomber, and now I'm just looking for nothing but personal points and XP. I was playing this plane just for the fact that we are having such great crew training XP. You're getting such high XP, not XP numbers and personal points. Hopefully get this thing pilot back up to where it was, similar to my J7W3. Drop down here and let's see, build a little bit of health back up here before I go back up. We've got him down to 1 plane, Egan. He's up there, and I'm not even going to try. He's too fast and too high for me. Now we're just farming bombers. Back around we go. I'm toast. I don't have near enough health to be trying this. I just want 1 more bomber. Nails him. Puts me up to 29,000 for the personal points, and now I'm dead. But yeah, Egan is dead. Game over. So, yeah, that was the game. So, tell me below what you guys think.